Hello and welcome to Blockchain Silver, the place where we analyze what in the world is going on in crypto. Today I'm going to talk about NEO and a possible end of bull market price. Warning, I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment purposes only. It is best to do your own due diligence, form your own conclusions, and invest based on your opinion of the market. Cryptocurrency markets are highly speculative and may lose value. Be safe out there. All right, so we're going to take a look at a market extreme for NEO. It would be January 15th, 2018. NEO was trading at 189. Bitcoin was trading at 14,240. All right, so this here is NEO. Today it's actually, let's refresh this because I think it's come down a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. I'm showing $7.44 on HitBTC. So if we look at January 15th, whenever you move these charts, because these charts are a smoothed average, it changes the price. But I had 189 when I did a refresh. Now, of course, that's going to change it. So 186 Bitcoin. Here we've got Bitcoin. Today is October 7th, 2019, trading at 8,300. If we go back to January the 15th, 14,240. And then earlier, so it gained a little momentum that day. Or no, it lost some. Yeah, at the beginning, yeah, it was lower. Then it went a little higher. But anyways, so we have 189 for NEO and $14,240 for Bitcoin. You take the two, you divide it. That gives us a 75.34 ratio. So it took 75.34 NEO to equal 1 Bitcoin. Bitcoin had went to about 20,000, and then at this time it had already came down about 29%. And so I believe sometime in 2020 we're going to see $100,000 Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin goes to 100,000, then comes down 29% to about 71.2 is the exact calculation. You just take 71.2, you divide it by the 75.34 ratio. That would equal $945 NEO. That's 127x gain from the market price today. So this is definitely possible, but I think it's unlikely compared to other alts. So I'm going to show you a few other ratios on what I think the other alts are going to do. And normally a lot of the altcoins, they'll act pretty similar. Some will outperform others, but for the most part, they all act and move in pretty similar unison. And so this here is NEO priced in Bitcoin. It reached its high on January 15th, and it was about 0.01, yeah, actually it did touch 0.015 of a Bitcoin. And so we could see that again, but now for about a year and for 1.75 years, now it's lost. And so it could gain this momentum back. Only time will tell. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. And then this is the same thing, NEO, but this is, instead of being priced in Bitcoin, we have NEO priced in dollars, and so it actually almost touched 200. On HitBTC, they have like $198. Probably hit that. Maybe it might have just hit it for a few seconds or maybe a few minutes. And so ever since then, though, it's lost. And so we're going to look at a few different ratios here, but let's see if it comes out to the same. So 71,200 times 0.015 Yeah, that would give us $1,068 NEO. I forgot to put that calculation in here. So from December of 2018, which was the bottom so far of the smaller bear market inside of the larger bull market of Bitcoin, from December to June of 2019, Litecoin, I believe it did about 6.6. Bitcoin Cash did like 7. I think this was EOS. This here was NEO. And then this was Ethereum Classic. So these are some of your top altcoins in your top 10. Not necessarily the best, but just they're by market cap, they're in the top 10. NEO is close. It's in the top 20, I believe. And in that same time frame, NEO went from $21 to 5.77. So it wasn't the bottom performer, but it wasn't necessarily the top performer either. The top one was, I believe it was Bitcoin Cash. And so what I've done with this, since we haven't seen NEO, it hasn't started to use market symmetry yet to its advantage, and it very well may. It could break this, and once we get into next year, it could skyrocket. And I see some of the alts doing that, and so I'm definitely not discounting that it won't do that. That is possible. But let's take a realistic approach. I would rather tell you guys lower numbers and have the actual altcoin go higher than to tell you a high number and it never ever reach that. And so since NEO was 3.5 would have been half of that, and so it could do, I see a lot of the alts actually doing about 86. I had to update this, but Litecoin, so here's how we can figure this. I see Litecoin going to 5,000 based on $100,000 Bitcoin, and today it's trading for around 57.80. So that's about an 86x gain from today. And so NEO is trading at about 744. If it did that same 86x gain from today, we'd have about 639. If it did somewhere in between half to almost all of that, then that's what we'd be looking at, 267 to 535. And I might have put, oh yeah, I put 262 on that, so that's my bad. That's a typo there. I should have put 267. But anyways, I think I would see this happening. I think this is realistic. This is definitely possible. And like I said earlier, the 945, it could do that. It's done this ratio before. It could definitely happen again. And so, but from just based on that gain, that's 127x gain. It would have to outperform a lot of your major alts. And so based on history, it hasn't done that yet. It could. But if it did, so this is what we're looking at. Anywhere from 267, if it did something similar, we'd be looking at about 639. So I'll be looking in and around, in between these areas, I feel pretty comfortable with. And so, like I said, anything can happen, though. These altcoins, NEO could come out with an amazing, some sort of wallet or app, something that integrates NEO, and it integrates NEO usage. And so that's really all we're waiting on with a lot of these altcoins, is somebody to come out with just something spectacular that makes them really easy to use, to buy, to sell. There's a lot of stuff out there now, but once that happens, we're going to see a lot more, a higher use case scenario. And so that's about it for today. This is my range, just based on history and based on the other altcoins. This is what we'd be looking for. I wish I could pinpoint it a little better, but we just need a little more data to get before we can get in a little tighter. We need really more highs where it comes to a point and then it crashes, and it comes to a point and then crashes. Ripple has done it twice where it gets to about a 4,100 or 4,200 Ripple to one Bitcoin. It's done it twice now and then it crashed. So That's how I base a lot of my end of bull market targets. And so that's it for today. If you liked the video, feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I want to thank you for coming over to Blockchain Silver, and remember to stay safe out there.